says damages were to the south and west of the island, really bad.
So Lenny is communicating right now with our agent. It's Tuesday, storm passed yesterday. We had no damage, we see no damage in the marina. Highest wind speeds were 50 knots. Every time we kept thinking it was over, another band would come through. Then by evening, it was just a lot of rain. A lot of rain.
Well, I just learned something bad.
What?
So I'm texting with the agent. I told her what our plan was, which we had a plan to leave here, go to Marigold for a night, go to the Pitons for 2 nights. She's saying, please bear in mind the Pitons area is where the brunt of the damages occurred.
Oh, wow.
All the facilities there were destroyed. So I don't know if officials will operate from there. I don't understand how they could be destroyed. It was fine here.
Well, every mile you get closer to the storm, the winds are stronger. This island's like 30 miles long, and the Pitons are 20 miles from here.
Okay.
So that could have been the difference. They probably had hurricane force winds. So we're getting breaking news just on our own island. Here in the marina, everything's back to normal. The restaurants are opening up, and they're acting like the island's open. But our agent is telling us that the southern end of the island is destroyed.
I think we're just gonna...
We're gonna end up having to just go to Grenada.
She's sending me pictures.
This is food and water.
Unbelievable. She's sending us videos of how bad it was here.
Oh my God. This is the storm surge in St. Lucia. Okay, so we have to rethink everything. The Southern Caribbean is screwed up, and we have to hear from the marina in Grenada.
I don't want to go to Kinetic. Kinetic is bad. I think this shows everything's going to be bad.
If that's St. Lucia, then all those other islands, Bequia and everything, they're all severely damaged. So after 6 nights in Rodney Bay, fighting a hurricane and then a tropical storm, we call it a wave, it wasn't necessarily a low pressure system. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. We are finally leaving Rodney Bay. It's funny because I have this memory. Last time we were here, we were on the Leopard 48. It was 2016, 8 years ago. We were leaving Rodney Bay. And I was sitting here talking to the camera, like I am now. And Lenny was running around the boat, like she is now, untying the fenders and dock lines. You want to drive? No, she doesn't want to drive. But
let me watch for things in the water.
Wait, you're going to watch for things in the water? Yeah. So what happens is after a big wind event on these islands, they have a lot of rivers, right? Because they're volcanic and they're tall. And so what happens is a lot of debris goes into the river and then gets shifted out to sea. And so yesterday we took the dinghy for a ride, and there was 2 huge logs right in front of us. We were cruising 20 knots, and luckily Lenny saw them just before I hit them. And they just come down the rivers. When we were in Central America, in some cases we had to go 20 miles offshore because there were so many trees in the ocean. So we've been underway for 2 hours, let's say, and we're at the Pitons. Great about being able to sail by and just look at these 2 mountains. So beautiful. When you show those 2 mountains to people, they know it's St. Lucia. And then from there, we're going to take our angle down to St. Vincent, which is about 35 miles away. And it's probably going to be blowing 20 knots, so we're going to put a single reef in the main before we head offshore there.
That is a volcano.
Major eruptions occurred in 1718, 1812, 1902, 1979, and 2021.
I didn't know that. Wait, when? We would have known that. We were down here.
Almost quiet until days after Christmas 2020, when a new lava dome rose from the edge of the main crater. Over the next few months, the dome continued to grow, emitting gas, steam, and increased seismic activity. More significant tremors began in March of 21, and evacuation was ordered on April 8th, just in time for an eruption the next day that sent an ash plume 8 kilometers into the air. Successive eruptions over the following days thrust ash 12 kilometers high and sent it as far as 3,000 kilometers away. Wow.
Just in 3 years. How did I not know that? I like to...
Look, listen, get the thing. It says, as you sail by, you can see rivers and alluvial fans of dark volcanic matter that flowed down from the summit.
And we've sailed by this a couple times. We sailed by this in 2009. We chartered a boat in Martinique. We sailed it all the way to Bequia, or Canawan. And then we sailed by here 8 years ago on the Leopard 48. 65-mile sail past St. Vincent down to Bequia. We didn't film much today, but it was an amazing sailing day. Just absolutely amazing. Boat moved 9.5 to 10 knots for 7 hours. It was just amazing. And now we're gonna snorkel on our anchor. Yeah, I see the anchor. Perfect.
How deep is it?
About 20 feet.
Oh, maybe for 20, 21 feet, something like that. It's easier to sleep when you got... What? It's easier to sleep when you've had your eye on the anchor.
Yeah.
But this is a safe anchorage anyway, because if you drifted, you're just drifting out to sea.
Yeah.
God, it's so nice to swim after a sail like
I
that.
know. It is hot.
So we're here in Bequia, spelled Bequia, pronounced Bequia. And this is part of St. Vincent. We've been here before, 8 years ago. And we're looking around, and there's not a roof that's missing. There's a couple awnings. There's a beach bar here called Jack's. Looks like some awnings are destroyed, but all the houses on the hillside have their roofs.
Yeah.
There's a sailboat over here on the beach, like a 40-footer.
We don't know if they have power.
And yeah, we don't know if the island has power. I guess we'll know that tonight when the lights go on. There's it's about 5 boats here. Normally there's 100 boats here, but as soon as the second tropical wave passed, we and some other boats are making a run for Grenada. Even though this storm almost hit Grenada, the likely scenario is all future storms will be north of Grenada, which is why we want to be in Grenada, and our insurance company wants us to be in Grenada. Hey babe, happy 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we haven't even realized it's 4th of July because of all the stuff going on.
Our phones have been very quiet.
We're doing a dinghy cruise investigation in Bequia. We found the only restaurant in Bequia that's open, and the dock is destroyed. And Lenny and I are working on a whole rear anchor. She's got the bow to hold the dinghy off the dock. Now I gotta jump off. It's gonna be fun.
Over.
10 knots to windward is really great. We got 20 knots of wind, and we are dug in with the centerboard down, just sailing through the Grenadines. Like a beautiful Caribbean sailing night. So right over my shoulder here is a Leopard 45 with a guy named Keith Dyer aboard. And he just reached out to us on the radio because he saw us on AIS. It comes up saying happy together, right? So he called us on the radio, and he's doing something really cool right now. He was in Grenada, and a church loaded his boat up with supplies, and he's taking the supplies to the island of Bequia, where we were last night, to bring them to the sister church. But that's a great way for boaters to be able to help get relief to these islands faster than a lot of agencies can do it, from out of town. Lenny is online right now trying to figure out how to donate money because we don't have supplies on this boat to give. But we can make a donation, which we're going to do right now. We hope you do too. We got into a bizarre section here. We sailed south from Bequia past Mystique, and now all of a sudden, and I can't figure it out on the chart, but the waves are 10 feet now, and they're close together. I mean, like 5 seconds apart. So this has to be because there's a 24-knot breeze coming into this area of the Grenadines. I mean, we're surfing 12 knots right now, and as everybody always tells you, you can't see the waves on camera. They're invisible on camera, but I'm going 15 knots right now, and the waves that are building up behind the boat sometimes are way above the boat, probably 7-8 footers. That's the island of Canawan right there. And we sailed from Bequia this morning, which you could barely see up there now. There's another big one just rolled underneath us. Wow. We were going kind of sideways to them at about 60 degrees apparent. And then all of a sudden, the boat was just like in a washing machine. So we turned to go with them. We're going to go around the backside of Canawan.
So we left Bequia, and we wanted to stay out for 2 more nights before getting to Grenada, so we're trying to figure out the best anchorages. We tried to go to the Tobago Cays. It looks a little like demolished, and the wind's really blowing into it, so it wouldn't be good anyway, so we're going to reevaluate. This is now Beryl, so we're going to check out Salt Whistle Bay, and if not, we're going to keep going to Îles de Road, which is closer to Grenada. So we left the Tobago Cays, and we went to check out Salt Whistle Bay in Beryl. Beryl is destroyed. I mean, the houses, everything's gone. It looks like nobody's on the island. There's a French warship on a base. So either they're bringing supplies or they're helping them do something. We didn't see a lot of humans. So it looked bad.
We didn't see any humans other than on the French warship.
Yes, we decided not a good place to anchor right now. We're passing Union Island now, which apparently has like 100% devastation of houses, so we're going to see what we can see here. But it's really sad.
It's creepy to be sailing by these islands right now.
Yeah.
We just read a report from a Caribbean Government Association that said that there's no power and there's no water on these islands. So they're actually evacuating people to the mainland, which is St. Vincent. So after a pretty long sail today, we ended up we kind of got out of the disaster zone, and we stopped at this island called Île de Ron. And I don't know if you can see, but this island is normally totally green, all trees, right? All the trees are there. There's not a leaf on a tree, and all the branches are snapped. Like, it's just incredible to look at the destruction on this island. And it'll all regrow and all that, but it's just amazing. And then when anchoring, we couldn't anchor the first time, and when we picked up the anchor, it was full of foliage, debris and everything from what came off the island. So we repositioned, we anchored again. We're the only ones here in this anchorage, and if you can see down there, that's Grenada. That's the volcano on top of Grenada there. So we're almost to the finish line on this trip, and we got a great view of the west. This is just what they call an open roadstead, this anchorage. You're not like deep in a bay, you're just up against an island that's blocking you from the wind and the swell. There's a swell coming around the point over here, so the boat's rocking a little, but it's manageable. Remember, catamarans are stable, so although
the boat, you can kind of see if you look through the window at the rocks up there, and the boat is moving, but it's super comfortable if you're used to being like that. We are. So we're doing this exploration of this island, and it's just amazing to see the vegetation destroyed and what have you. And we're looking at Grenada, and Lenny and I just realized something. We're south of 12.5 north latitude, and that means that for our insurance company,
Everything we've been talking about for months and months and months.
we're now
Where we're supposed to be.
where we're supposed to be. We're legal. We're covered.
Across the bay, suddenly the day turns into night. Far away from the city, but don't wanna hesitate. Let me die, 'cause your love.
Lenny and I finally grew up. We've got the hatches open. We're letting the wind blow through. The temperature is underneath. Now you know that we're big fans of air conditioning, and we use it most of the time when we sleep. But more and more, we're just letting the air blow through the boat with the hatches open and creating really good temperatures inside. But when we go actually to sleep, we usually turn the air off.
Sky with the hair of some firefly. I wonder how they have the fire to shine, shine, shine. I can see them under the fire.
We're pulling into Grenada right now, and that's the town of St. George right here on the water. And it's just a really beautiful waterfront, all historic buildings. Grenada's cool. And Lenny's nervous because we have to do a med-moor, which means, you know, we have to attach the front of the boat to a mooring ball and then back up to a wall, kind of like the wall in St. Bart's. How you doing? Good, how you doing?
Not bad. So we're gonna go a bit more. Right to my colleague is standing right there.
Right where your colleague is standing, next to High Five.
Yeah, next to high five.
Okay.
What's the bow situation?
So now in this case, we're trusting the dock hands to tie bow lines onto their loops. So I'm trusting their knots. This is interesting. In all of our boating, we've never done exactly this, where these guys dig lines out of the water, tie your lines to them, jump on the boat, and do all the management of it. I keep trying to help, and he says, "Sir, stay on the helm." Probably a good move. So now I've got the camera on, so now I can see. I should have had that on earlier, that would have been helpful.
Ooh, baby, I love your way. Oh, baby, how I love your way. I wanna tell you I love your way. I wanna tell you I will love your way. I wanna be with you night and day, every night and day, yeah, yeah. Below, baby, love it, that's like, yeah.
And then after all that,
Our baby piton beers.
Grenada again. It's like 2016.
Those were great dockhand people. Like, they were so
Yeah.
nice. They were great.
I told them I usually tip $20 to dock hands, but today was 40.
Well, he told me, I said, thank you for everything. He goes, when I see two people, I know it takes more than two people to do this. Like, okay, thanks.
So anyway, it's great, and it's great to be back in Grenada. We're excited to do some exploring here and touring, and we're gonna do some more work on the boat, and we're gonna keep an eye on National Hurricane Center every day to see if another orange X shows up in the southern Atlantic, because if something pops up, we're gonna have to fly right back down. So anyway, thanks for watching.